In this video, I discuss the definition and equation of various type of enthalpy of water and steams. Okay, so first we discuss what is enthalpy of waters, and then after we understand how this equation is coming for enthalpy of waters. What is the enthalpy of wet steam means we study definition of enthalpy of wet steam and then equations, and the same thing we discuss about the enthalpy of dry and saturated steams and enthalpy of superheated steam. So first we understand about the enthalpy of water. Okay, so enthalpy of water is also called as the liquid enthalpy, or it is also called as the sensible heats. Okay, so why it is called as the liquid enthalpy? Because water is liquids. Okay, so we can also say that it is the liquid enthalpy. And why it is called sensible heat? Because we study about this enthalpy of waters, and enthalpy of water means there is a only change in temperatures of the waters. Okay, so there is a no steam particle is there is only water is there. Okay, means only rise in temperature, phase of the water is as it is. That's why we can also call it is the sensible heats, and they are denoted as the H or HF. Okay, so this enthalpy of water is denoted as the H or HF. So first we understand the definitions and then after study the equations. The amount of heat absorbed by 1 kg of water to change its temperature from the freezing point to the boiling point Ts. Okay, so freezing point of the water is 0 degree centigrade. Okay, and the boiling point Ts is 100 degree. Okay, at the atmospheric pressures. Okay, so we consider that the water is at the atmospheric pressures. Okay, at that time its freezing points and boiling points are 0 and 100 respectively. Okay, so enthalpy of water means we are finding out this enthalpy of the water for change its temperature. Okay, so it is called as the enthalpy of the saturated waters or a sensible heat of the waters. Okay, so in a last video we discussed about the formation of the steam. Okay, so if you know the formation of the steam, okay, that is a various stages is there. Okay, so for these various stages that is a different enthalpy is required. Okay, so that's why we studying this topic. Okay, so if you understand properly the formation of the steam, then you can easily understand this topic. The temperature change can be sensed by thermometer, hence it's called as the sensible heat. And equations of this enthalpy of water, HF is equal to CPW multiplied with the TF minus 0, and unit of this enthalpy is kilojoule per kg. Okay, so how this equation is written? Okay, so this equation is written, that is the Cp of water means that is a water have certain specific heat. Okay, and this specific heat is multiplied with this temperature, we can get this enthalpy. Okay, so here we need to multiply this change in the temperature. Okay, this TF means it is the saturated temperatures or the final temperatures, and 0 means it is the freezing points. Okay, so we generally consider the freezing point is 0. Okay, so instance of this 0, it may be some temperature, they are represented as the initial temperature. Okay, so it is not necessary every time that we change the temperature always from the 0 degree. Okay, sometimes we heat the water from 40 degrees, sometimes we heat the water from 20 degree. Okay, so here instance of 0 you can also consider as the Ti. Okay, so here this HF is represent the enthalpy of the liquid, and unit is kilojoule per kg, and CPW is the specific heat of the water. Okay, so specific heat of the water at the constant pressure. Okay, this Cp is represent specific heat at constant pressure, W is indicate waters. Okay, and the standard value of the specific heat of the water is 4.187 kilojoule per kg kelvins, and the temperature in a centigrades or in a kelvins. Okay, so generally we consider this Cp in a kelvins. Okay, but here there is a temperature difference is there, so either we put the temperature in centigrades or either we put the temperature in Kelvin, we get the same answers. Okay, so generally we prefer to put in the kelvins. Okay, because here the 0 is that and it's create the complications in the temperatures. Okay, so here we putting this temperature in the Kelvin. Okay, so here we multiply this unit of the Cp and temperatures. Okay, so here the unit of the Cp is kilojoule per kg Kelvin, temperature unit is Kelvin, so Kelvin is cancels. Okay, then we get this enthalpy unit is kilojoule per kilograms. Okay, so sometimes this with this HM, M is multiplied. Okay, so when we multiply this M, then this kilojoule per kg is cancelled and only unit of this enthalpy is the kilojoules. So we are also able to find out this enthalpy of the water from the steam tables. Okay, so how we can find out? So from the steam table, HF can be read at the given pressures or a temperatures. Okay, so we know the either temperatures or the pressures of the water, then we are able to find out this enthalpy of the water, okay, from the steam tables. Now second topic is the enthalpy of the wet steams. Okay, so we know that when we start to supplying this heat energy to the water, first is temperature is increased. It is called as the enthalpy of the water or a sensible heats. Okay, then after we supply heat energy to the water, it's converted into the wet steam. Okay, and after wet steam we supply this heat energy, it is converted into the dry and saturated steam, and then after we supply this heat energy, then it is converted into the superheated steams. Okay, so first stage we covered about the sensible heat. Now we supply this heat energy to sensible heat, it's converted into the wet steams. Okay, and when it is converted in wet steam, the dryness fraction is coming the pictures. Okay, that is some equation is changed. This enthalpy of the wet steam is denoted as the H wet. Okay, so enthalpy of wet steam is defined as the total amount of heat supply at a constant pressure to convert 1 kg of water at 0 degree centigrade to 1 kg of wet steam at the specified dryness fractions. Okay, so earlier what we studied? We studied at we supply this heat energy or amount of the heat energy supplied to the 1 kg of water to change it temperatures up to the TS temperatures. Okay, but here they are not converted into the water, but they finally converted into the wet steam. Means here the phase change process is going on. Okay, so water is converted into the steam. Okay, so we also call it is the latent heat required. Okay, but here this wet steam is not completely vaporized. Okay, so that is some modification in equation is there. So we can divide that enthalpy of the wet steam have two parts. Okay, one part is that means it is the summation of the two things. Okay, first part of the summation is the amount of heat required to rise the temperature of 1 kg of water from 0 degree centigrade to saturation temperatures of the steam. Okay, means first the enthalpy of water is there. Okay, then after enthalpy of the water, they are start to converting steams. Okay, so first part of the summation is the enthalpy of water, here we mention. Okay, second part is the amount of heat required to convert saturated water into the wet steam at the specified dryness fractions. Okay, so suppose we convert in the form of the equation, the enthalpy of the wet steam is equal to enthalpy of saturated water plus enthalpy of evaporation. Okay, if X is the dryness fraction, then HFG is the latent heat. Okay, means earlier I told that it is the we are need to find out this latent heat. Okay, because here the phase change process is there. Okay, and in this phase change process here that is the wet steam is not completely there. Okay, so that we need to add the dryness fractions. Okay, then equation of this enthalpy of wet steam H wet is equal to HF. Okay, so it is the enthalpy of saturated water HF. Okay, so earlier we find out this equation of the HF. Okay, so after this saturated water we are converting into the wet steams. Okay, so in a enthalpy of water we need to add this portion, and this portion is represent X into HFG. Okay, what is the X? X is the dryness fractions and HFG is the latent heat. Okay, so HFG is find out from the steam tables. Okay, so for the find out this HFG we are required to the temperatures or pressures of the steam. Now before moving ahead, I request to like the video and subscribe my channels for watching the more video related to BME or EME or other subject of this mechanical engineering. For BME or EME, various link is provided in descriptions. For other subject, I request to visit the playlist. Now third part is the enthalpy of dry and saturated steams. Okay, so after the suppose we have the wet steam. Okay, and further we supply this heat energy, that wet steam is converted into the dry and dry and saturated steams. Okay, so this dry and saturated steam is denoted as the H dry. So enthalpy of dry and saturated steams can be found out by adding amount of heat required to rise the temperature of 1 kg of water from 0 degree centigrade to saturated temperatures. Okay, so here adding what means I have the two parts. Okay, one is the part of this HF that is called the enthalpy of water. Okay, then after other part is the amount of heat required to convert saturated water into a dry and saturated steams. Okay, and we know that when the dry and saturated steam is there, the dryness fraction is 1. Okay, for the wet steam the dryness fraction is from the 0 to 1. So enthalpy of dry and saturated steam is HF plus X HFG. Okay, and we know that for the dry and saturated steam the dryness fraction is 1. Okay, so this X is replaced by the 1. Okay, thus we get this equation. Enthalpy of the gas means this enthalpy of dry and saturated steam is denoted as the H dry, or it is also denoted as the Hg. Okay, is equal to HF plus HFG. Okay, from this equation what we conclude, this HFG is also find out from these two parameters. Okay, so in some steam tables the value of HFG is not given. Okay, they only given the Hg and HF. So how you find out this HFG? So HFG is equal to Hg minus HF. Okay, so that way you can find out this HFG. Or you can also find out this Hg or H dry directly from the steam tables. Okay, for the steam table Hg can be read at the given pressures in a column number 6. So column may be different in a different types of the tables. Okay, suppose you need to find out is the enthalpy of dry and saturated steam, and the temperature is given, that is a 150 degrees centigrade. Okay, so just you need to open this steam table. Okay, and on the first column you can find out temperature is the 150 degrees centigrade, and in that row you can read this value of Hg. Okay, so you are also able to find out this enthalpy from the pressures. Okay, so in a steam table the enthalpy is given on the basis of pressures as well as on the basis of temperatures. Now the last point is the enthalpy of superheated steam, that is the H superheated. Okay, so when we supply heat energy to the dry and saturated steam, it is converted into the superheated steams. Okay, and this enthalpy of superheated steam is denoted as the SUP. Okay, SUP means super. So enthalpy of superheated steam can be find out by adding amount of heat required to rise the temperature of 1 kg of water from 0 degree centigrade to the saturated temperatures. Means this part is common in all the definitions. Okay, so first the water is converted from 0 degree centigrade water to 100 degree centigrade waters. Okay, at the atmosphere pressures, plus amount of heat required to convert saturated water into dry and saturated steam, that is the dryness fraction is X is equal to 1, plus further heat added to obtain desired temperature of the steams. Okay, means we need to do the some modifications in the equation of enthalpy of dry and saturated steams. Okay, because the dry superheated steam is created from dry and saturated. Okay, so earlier what we understand, the enthalpy of dry and saturated steam is find out by adding some value in the equations of enthalpy of wet steams, and equations of enthalpy of wet steam is find out from this equation of enthalpy of waters. Okay, means they are correlated. Okay, so if you know the enthalpy of waters, then we are able to find out enthalpy of wet steam. If you know the enthalpy of wet steam, then we are able to find out this enthalpy of the dry and saturated, and same way for the superheated steam. Okay, so equations of enthalpy of superheated steam is the HF. Okay, what this HF is indicate? Enthalpy of water. What this HFG is indicate? Enthalpy of the dry and saturated steams. Okay, then after this part is added, okay, that is the CPS in bracket T superheated minus T saturated. Okay, or instance of this HF minus HFG, we are also able to return the Hg from these last equations. Okay, so here the H superheated is equal to enthalpy of dry and saturated steam, that is the Hg, plus CPS in bracket T superheated minus Ts. Now we understand what is the CPS. CPS is specific heat of superheated steam at constant pressure, and its value is 2.1 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Okay, and T superheated means temperature of superheated steams, and the Ts means the saturated temperature at given pressure. Means suppose we have the dry and saturated steam at the 100 degree. Okay, and we require the superheated steam at the 150 degree. Okay, so here our superheated temperature is 150 and the saturation temperature is 100. Means we are supplying the more heat after the saturated temperature. They are represented as this equation, CPS in bracket T superheated minus Ts. So thank you for watching this video. If you learned something, then like the videos, subscribe my channels, and don't forget to share with your friends.